Hello, everyone, and welcome back to GlowFlow English. I'm Emma, your host for today.
And today we are going to take a big step together in improving your English listening skills. Listening is the heart of language learning, because if you can understand clearly, you can respond clearly. In this lesson, we will practice with short stories and everyday conversations. You will hear natural English, the way people really speak in daily life, sometimes fast, sometimes casual, sometimes full of expressions that learners don't always find in textbooks. Our goal today is to train your ears, to help you understand native English speakers more easily, and to give you the confidence to respond naturally. Step by step, story by story, you'll notice that your listening improves, your speaking flows more smoothly, and your English feels more alive. So relax, stay with me until the end, and let's begin this journey together. Imagine you are sitting in a small cafe on a busy morning. The sound of coffee machines, people talking, and footsteps moving around fills the air. You hear someone next to you order quickly. "Hi, can I get a medium latte with oat milk, please?" And, "Oh, actually, make that a large." This is how fast and natural English often sounds in real life. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes there are small pauses, sometimes people change their mind in the middle of a sentence. Now, let's practice listening and repeating this. Say it with me slowly first. "Hi, can I get a medium latte with oat milk, please?" And, "Oh, actually, make that a large." Now try it again, but a little faster. This kind of shadowing practice helps your brain catch the rhythm of real speech. When you listen to native speakers, you will notice they often don't pronounce every single word perfectly. Instead, words connect together. For example, "Can I get a" often sounds like "Can I get a?" or even "Kina get a?" Listen carefully. "Can I get a medium latte?" becomes "Kina get a medium latte?" It may feel strange at first, but the more you hear it, the more natural it becomes. Let's try another short daily life story. You are walking into a store and someone asks you politely, "Excuse me, do you know where the sugar is?" You respond, "Yes, it's right over there, next to the flour." Simple, but useful. Now let's practice together. Repeat after me slowly. "Excuse me, do you know where the sugar is?" Now say it faster. "Excuse me, do you know where the sugar is?" Notice how "do you" changes to "dia." That's how natives really speak. The key to improving your listening is not just hearing the words, it's recognizing the patterns. It's about training your ears to expect the small changes that happen when people speak quickly. Words blend together. Sounds disappear. But the meaning is still there. Here's a listening exercise. I will tell you a short story, and I want you to focus only on listening first. Don't repeat yet. Just listen. Yesterday morning, I woke up late. I rushed to the bathroom, brushed my teeth quickly, and then realized I didn't have time for breakfast, so I grabbed an apple and ran out the door. At the bus stop, I saw my friend. She said, "You look tired." And I laughed and said, "Yeah, I stayed up too late last night." Now, did you catch everything? Maybe some parts felt easy. Maybe some parts felt fast. Let's break it down together. Repeat after me slowly. Yesterday morning, I woke up late. Again, but a little faster. Yesterday morning. Gee, I woke up late. Next line. I rushed to the bathroom, brushed my teeth quickly, and then realized I didn't have time for breakfast. Try it slow first, then a bit faster. This is how you train your listening and speaking at the same time. First you listen carefully, then you repeat slowly, and finally you build speed. Each step makes you more confident with real English. Now let's do a small practice. I will read 3 sentences fast, and I want you to listen carefully. Then I'll repeat them slower so you can practice with me. Ready? 1. I'm gonna grab some water. Be right back. 2. Did you see what happened at the store yesterday? 3. I'll call you later when I'm free. Now slowly with me. I'm going to grab some water. Be right back. Again, faster. I'm gonna grab some water. Be right back. Next one. Did you see what happened at the store yesterday? Now faster. Do you see what happened at the store yesterday? Last one. I'll call you later when I'm free. Faster. I'll call you later when I'm free. The more you do this kind of practice, the more your brain adjusts to fast English. At first it feels too quick, but slowly your ears and mouth catch up. Let's move into another short story practice. Imagine you're at the train station early in the morning. You hear an announcement. Attention passengers, the 7:30 train to Central City will be arriving on platform 2. If you listen carefully, the words may feel very fast, especially 7:30 train to Central City. So, let's break it down. Say it slowly with me. The 7:30 train to Central City. Now faster. The 7:30 train to Central City. Do you notice how 2 almost disappears? It blends into the next word, sounding like to Central City. This is normal in everyday English. Now here's the listening exercise. I'll tell you a short scene, and you just listen first. Last weekend, I went shopping with my sister. We walked into a clothing store because she wanted a new jacket. The store was crowded, and there was loud music playing. My sister picked up a blue jacket and asked me, "Do you think this looks good on me?" I said, "Yes, it looks perfect. You should buy it." But then she saw a red one and said, "Actually, I like this better." We laughed because she always changes her mind. Did you catch the details? Let's practice some key lines together. Repeat after me slowly. Do you think this looks good on me? Now faster. Do you think this looks good on me? Next line. Actually, I like this better. Faster. Actually, I like this better. Notice how better sounds like betta in natural speech. This kind of practice helps you get used to how words change when spoken fast. Listening is not about hearing every single letter. It's about recognizing the sound patterns that carry meaning. Let's try a small quiz-style practice. I'll say a short sentence quickly, and you try to repeat it after me without slowing down too much. Ready? 1. What you doing later tonight? 2. I've got to finish some work first. 3. Wanna grab dinner after that? Now let's do it slowly together. What are you doing later tonight? Faster. What you doing later tonight? Next one. I have got to finish some work first. Faster. I've got to finish some work first. And finally, do you want to grab dinner after that? Faster. Want to grab dinner after that? This exercise is important because natives often shorten sentences. If you only listen for the full, slow textbook version, you might miss the natural version. But when you practice both, your ears adjust. Now, let's do another short daily life story. Imagine you are at the office. A colleague comes to you and says, "Hey, did you get my email this morning?" You reply, "Yes, I saw it. I'll send you the file after lunch." Simple, everyday English. Now repeat after me. Did you get my email this morning? Faster. Do you get my email this morning? And the shall reply, "I'll send you the file after lunch." Faster. I'll send you the file after lunch. Each time you do this, you're training your ears and your mouth together. Listening and speaking work like a mirror. The better you speak the natural rhythm, the better you can catch it when someone else speaks fast. Now let's imagine another real-life situation. You are at the airport, waiting at the gate, and the announcement comes on the speaker. "Ladies and gentlemen, Flight 624 to New York City is now boarding at Gate 5. That's a lot of words coming quickly. If you're not used to it, it can sound like a blur. So let's break it down slowly. Repeat with me. Flight 624 to New York City is now boarding at Gate 5. Now a little faster. Flight 624 to New York City's now boarding at Gate 5. Notice how to New York becomes to New York, and how is now blends into is now. These are small but important listening points. Here's a short listening story for you to follow along. 2 weeks ago, my friend invited me to a birthday party. It was at a small restaurant downtown. When I arrived, I saw many people laughing and talking loudly. The music was playing, and everyone was having fun. My friend came up to me and said, "I'm so glad you made it." I gave her a gift and said, "Happy birthday. I hope you like this." Later, we ate delicious food and played some games. It was such a fun night. Now, let's practice repeating some sentences from the story. First line, "I'm so glad you made it." Say it slowly. Now faster. "I'm so glad you made it." Next line, "Happy birthday. I hope you like this." Now faster. "Happy birthday. Hope you like this." This shows you how words often connect and shorten in real speech. Let's try a listening challenge. I will say 3 fast sentences, and I want you to try to repeat them as closely as possible. 1. Could you pass me the salt, please? 2. I've been waiting here for half an hour. 3. Are you coming with us tonight? Now let's break them down slowly. Could you pass me the salt, please? Faster. Could you pass me the salt, please? Next. I have been waiting here for half an hour. Faster. I've been waiting here for half an hour. And finally, are you coming with us tonight? Faster. You coming with us tonight? The trick here is to notice how sounds blend or drop. Could you becomes coulda. Waiting becomes waitin'. Are you becomes ya. These changes don't change the meaning, but they make listening harder if you're not prepared. Now let's do another short scene. Imagine you're calling a friend on the phone. The friend answers and says, "Hey, what's up? How's your day going?" You reply, "Not bad, I just finished work. I'm a little tired though." Your friend laughs and says, "Same here, I can't wait to relax tonight. Practice with me." "Hey, what's up? How's your day going?" Faster. "Hey, what's up? How's your day going?" Next line, "Not bad, I just finished work. I'm a little tired though." Faster. "Not bad, just finished work. I'm a little tired though." And the reply, "Same here, I can't wait to relax tonight." Faster. "Same here. Can't wait to relax tonight." When you practice like this, You are learning to catch the real spoken version, not just the written version. This is what makes you ready for real conversations with native speakers. Now let's do a repeat after me story exercise. I'll read the whole short story once at normal speed. Then we'll practice sentence by sentence together. Here's the story. This morning, I went for a run in the park. The weather was nice, and I listened to music while I ran. After 20 minutes, I stopped to drink some water. Then I saw my neighbor walking his dog, and we chatted for a few minutes before I went home. Now slowly, line by line. This morning, I went for a run in the park. Faster. This morning, I went for a run in the park. Next. The weather was nice, and I listened to music while I ran. Faster. The weather was nice, and I listened to music while I ran. Next line. After 20 minutes, I stopped to drink some water. Faster. After 20 minutes, I stopped to drink some water. And last one. Then I saw my neighbor walking his dog, and we chatted for a few minutes before I went home. Faster. Then I saw my neighbor walking his dog, and we chatted for a few minutes before I went home. Each of these steps builds your ability to understand fast English in real life. Imagine you're in a grocery store late in the afternoon. You're pushing a cart down the aisle, and you hear two people talking quickly next to you. One says, "Hey, did you grab the eggs already?" The other replies, "No, I thought you did." Then the first person laughs and says, "Okay, I'll go get them now." Now let's practice this together. Slowly first. "Hey, did you grab the eggs already?" Faster. "Hey, do you grab the eggs already?" Next. "No, I thought you did." Faster. "No, I thought you did." And finally, "Okay, I'll go get them now." Faster. "'Kay, I'll go get 'em now." This is how English works in real conversations. Short, quick exchanges, words blending together, and sometimes sounds almost disappearing. But if you practice like this, you'll begin to catch everything much more easily. Let's do another little listening story. Last night, I cooked dinner for my family. I made pasta with tomato sauce and some garlic bread. While I was cooking, my brother came into the kitchen and said, "That smells so good. When will it be ready?" I told him, "Almost done, just 10 more minutes." Finally, we sat down together and enjoyed the meal. Now let's take some sentences from that story and practice. First line. That smells so good. When will it be ready? Slowly first, then faster. That smells so good. When'll it be ready? Did you hear the difference? When will it became when'll it? Next line. Almost done, just 10 more minutes. Faster. Almost done, just 10 more minutes. Now here's a quick listening challenge. I'll say 3 fast daily life sentences. Try to repeat them after me. 1. I gotta wake up early tomorrow. 2. She's been studying all night long. 3. Let's meet up at the cafe around 3. Now slowly with me. I have got to wake up early tomorrow. Faster. I gotta wake up early tomorrow. Next. She has been studying all night long. Faster. She's been studying all night long. And last. Let us meet up at the cafe around 3. Faster. Let's meet up at the cafe round 3. Listening practice like this makes your ears stronger. You begin to expect how words will shorten, so when someone speaks quickly, you won't be surprised. Let's do a new short practice scene. Imagine you're sitting in a coffee shop. Your friend walks in, waves, and says, "Sorry I'm late, the traffic was terrible." You reply, "No problem, I just got here too." Then your friend asks, "What are you drinking?" You answer, "Just a cappuccino, do you want one too?" Now repeat with me. "Sorry I'm late, the traffic was terrible." Faster. "Sorry I'm late, traffic was terrible." Next line, "No problem, I just got here too." Faster. "No prob, just got here too." And finally, "Just a cappuccino, do you want one too?" Faster. "Just a cappuccino, do you want one too?" Now, let's do a listening exercise with a slightly longer story. Listen carefully first. On Saturday afternoon, I went to the park with some friends. We brought snacks, drinks, and a big blanket to sit on. We talked, played cards, and laughed a lot. At one point, a dog came running toward us and tried to grab our sandwiches. Everyone laughed so hard. It was such a fun day. Now let's break this down. On Saturday afternoon, I went to the park with some friends. Faster. On Saturday afternoon, I went to the park with some friends. Next, we brought snacks, drinks, and a big blanket to sit on. Faster. We brought snacks, drinks, and a big blanket to sit on. Next line. We talked, played cards, and laughed a lot. Faster. We talked, played cards, and laughed a lot. Last line. At one point, a dog came running toward us and tried to grab our sandwiches. Faster. At one point, a dog came running toward us and tried to grab our sandwiches. This is how you train your listening, little by little. You listen, repeat slowly, and then copy the natural fast version. Over time, your ears get used to it, and you begin to understand native speakers much more easily. Picture yourself on a rainy evening. You're standing under your umbrella, waiting at the bus stop. Two people next to you are talking quickly. One says, "Man, this rain just won't stop." The other replies, "Yeah, it's been raining all day long." Then the bus arrives and someone says, "Finally, I thought it would never come." Let's practice these lines together. Slowly first. "Man, this rain just won't stop." Faster. "Man, this rain just won't stop." Next line. "Yeah, it's been raining all day long." Faster. "Yeah, it's been raining all day long." And last. "Finally, I thought it would never come." Faster. "Finally, thought it'd never come." Now here's a listening story. Just listen the first time. Yesterday evening, I decided to cook something special for dinner. I went to the store to buy vegetables and chicken. The store was crowded and people were moving quickly with their carts. I picked up what I needed and stood in line. While I was waiting, the cashier said, "Next customer, please." Finally, I paid and went home to cook. Did you catch the main ideas? Let's practice some sentences. First, I decided to cook something special for dinner. Faster. I decided to cook something special for dinner. Next, the store was crowded and people were moving quickly with their carts. Faster. The store was crowded and people were moving quickly with their carts. Next one. Next customer, please. Faster. Next customer, please. Short and sharp, just like you'd hear it in real life. Let's try a short challenge. I'll say 3 fast daily phrases and you repeat them after me. 1. I'll meet you outside in 10 minutes. 2. She's working late at the office tonight. 3. We should grab some coffee tomorrow morning. Now slowly with me. I will meet you outside in 10 minutes. Faster. I'll meet you outside in 10 minutes. Next. She is working late at the office tonight. Faster. She's working late at the office tonight. And the last one. We should grab some coffee tomorrow morning. Faster. We should grab some coffee tomorrow morning. Listening carefully to these small changes helps you catch the rhythm of spoken English. Natives rarely pronounce every word fully. They cut, blend, or connect words naturally. Now let's imagine you're at school or work. Your teacher or boss says, "Can you hand me that paper, please?" You reply, "Sure, here you go." Then someone nearby says, "Thanks, I needed that." Repeat with me. Can you hand me that paper, please? Faster. Can you hand me that paper, please? Next. Sure, here you go. Faster. Sure, here you go. And finally, thanks, I needed that. Faster. Thanks, needed that. Let's do another story practice. Just listen first. This morning, I missed my alarm and woke up late. I quickly got dressed, grabbed my bag, and ran out the door. On the way to work, I realized I forgot my phone at home. I thought about going back, but I didn't have enough time. So I just kept walking and hoped I wouldn't need it. Now sentence by sentence. This morning, I missed my alarm and woke up late. Faster. This morning missed my alarm and woke up late. Next. I quickly got dressed, grabbed my bag, and ran out the door. Faster. Quickly got dressed, grabbed my bag, and ran out the door. Next one. On the way to work, I realized I forgot my phone at home. Faster. On the way to work, realized I forgot my phone at home. Last. So I just kept walking and hoped I wouldn't need it. Faster. So I just kept walking and hoped I wouldn't need it. Practicing like this makes listening natural, like music. Instead of trying to hear every word, you start to feel the flow. Imagine you are in a busy restaurant at lunchtime. You hear a waiter speaking quickly at one table. "All right, folks, your burgers will be out in just a few minutes, and here's your water." At another table, someone says, "Excuse me, can we get the check, please?" The waiter replies, "Of course, I'll bring it right over." Let's practice these lines together. Slowly first. "All right, folks, your burgers will be out in just a few minutes, and here's your water." Now faster. "Right, folks, your burgers will be out in just a few minutes, and here's your water." Next line. "Excuse me, can we get the check, please?" Faster. "Excuse me, can we get the check, please?" And the reply. "Of course, I'll bring it right over." Faster. "Course, I'll bring it right over." Now, let's do a listening story. Just listen carefully the first time. Last Friday, I met a friend for lunch downtown. We sat outside because the weather was warm and sunny. We ordered sandwiches and iced tea. While we were eating, a man with a guitar started playing music nearby. Everyone smiled and clapped along. It felt like such a nice, simple moment. Now sentence by sentence practice. Last Friday, I met a friend for lunch downtown. Faster. Last Friday, me and a friend for lunch downtown. Next. We sat outside because the weather was warm and sunny. Faster. We sat outside because the weather was warm and sunny. Next line. We ordered sandwiches and iced tea. Faster. We ordered sandwiches and iced tea. And last. Everyone smiled and clapped along. It felt like such a nice, simple moment. Faster. Everyone smiled and clapped along. Felt like such a nice, simple moment. Here's a quick listening challenge. I'll give you 3 natural fast phrases and you try to repeat them after me. 1. I'll text you when I get home. 2. She's already waiting for us outside. 3. We've got to hurry if we want good seats. Now slowly. I will text you when I get home. Faster. I'll text you when I get home. Next. She is already waiting for us outside. Faster. She's ready waiting for us outside. And last. We have got to hurry if we want good seats. Faster. We've got to hurry if we want good seats. The more you practice like this, the more you'll notice that English is not about pronouncing every sound clearly. It's about rhythm and flow. Let's try another story practice. This afternoon, I went to the library to study. I found a quiet spot near the window. After an hour, I felt hungry, so I went to the cafe next door. I bought a sandwich and some juice. Then I came back, finished my homework, and finally went home. Now break it down. This afternoon, I went to the library to study. Faster. This afternoon, went to the library to study. Next. I found a quiet spot near the window. Faster. Found a quiet spot near the window. Next line. After an hour, I felt hungry, so I went to the cafe next door. Faster. After an hour, felt hungry, so went to the cafe next door. Last one. I bought a sandwich and some juice. Faster. Bought a sandwich and some juice. Now let's do another real-life quick scene. Imagine you're at the movies with a friend. Your friend whispers, "Do you want popcorn?" You reply, "Yeah, but let's get it after the trailer." After a few minutes, you both go out and say, "2 popcorns, please." Repeat with me. Do you want popcorn? Faster. Do you want popcorn? Next line. Yeah, but let's get it after the trailer. Faster. Yeah, but let's get it after the trailer. And finally, 2 popcorns, please. Faster. 2 popcorns, please. Short and simple, just like in real life. This kind of listening practice connects everyday life to English learning. When you hear similar situations in real conversations, your brain will already know what to expect. Imagine it's early in the morning and you walk into a small bakery. The smell of fresh bread is everywhere. A customer ahead of you says, "Can I get 2 croissants and a coffee to go?" The cashier replies quickly, "Sure, anything else?" The customer answers, "No, that's all, thanks." Now let's practice this together. Slowly first. Can I get 2 croissants and a coffee to go? Faster. Can I get 2 croissants and a coffee to go? Next line. Sure, anything else? Faster. Sure, anything else? And finally, no, that's all, thanks. Faster. No, that's all, thanks. Let's do a listening story now. Listen carefully the first time. On Sunday morning, I woke up early and went for a walk. The streets were quiet and the air felt fresh. I stopped at a small shop to buy a bottle of water. The shopkeeper smiled and said, "Good morning. How are you today?" I replied, "I'm fine, thank you. Just out for a walk." Then I continued down the street and watched the sunrise. Now repeat with me line by line. On Sunday morning, I woke up early and went for a walk. Faster. On Sunday morning, woke up early and went for a walk. Next. The streets were quiet, and the air felt fresh. Faster. The streets were quiet and the air felt fresh. Next one. The shopkeeper smiled and said, "Good morning. How are you today?" Faster. Shopkeeper smiled and said, "Mornin'. How are you today?" And last line. Then I continued down the street and watched the sunrise. Faster. Then I continued down the street and watched the sunrise. Here's a listening challenge. I'll give you 3 quick everyday sentences. Try to repeat them after me. 1. What time does the movie start tonight? 2. I'll see you at the station around 7. 3. She's making dinner for her family right now. Now slowly. What time does the movie start tonight? Faster. What time's the movie start tonight? Next. I will see you at the station around 7. Faster. I'll see you at the station round 7. And the last. She is making dinner for her family right now. Faster. She's making dinner for her family right now. Listening to these small shifts in pronunciation is key. They are not mistakes, but natural reductions that happen when English is spoken fast. Now, let's imagine another scene. You're at a bookstore, browsing through the shelves. A worker asks, "Can I help you find something?" You reply, "Yes, I'm looking for a travel guide." The worker says, "They're right over there, next to the magazines." Practice with me. Can I help you find something? Faster. Can I help you find something? Next line. Yes, I'm looking for a travel guide. Faster. Yeah, looking for a travel guide. And the reply. They're right over there, next to the magazines. Faster. They're right over there, next to the magazines. Let's do another longer story practice. Just listen first. Last night, I went out with a group of friends. We decided to try a new restaurant in town. The place was busy, but the food smelled amazing. We ordered pizza, pasta, and some drinks. While we waited, we talked about our week and laughed at funny stories. When the food came, it was delicious. After dinner, we walked around the city for a while before heading home. Now let's break this down sentence by sentence. Last night, I went out with a group of friends. Faster. Last night, went out with a group of friends. Next, we decided to try a new restaurant in town. Faster. We decided to try a new restaurant in town. Next one. The place was busy, but the food smelled amazing. Faster. Place was busy, but food smelled amazing. Next line. We ordered pizza, pasta, and some drinks. Faster. We ordered pizza, pasta, and some drinks. Last. After dinner, we walked around the city for a while before heading home. Faster. After dinner, walked around the city for a while for heading home. Every time you repeat these lines, you're not just practicing pronunciation, you're training your ears to hear natural speech. Imagine you're in a small office setting. You hear 2 coworkers talking by the coffee machine. One says, "Did you finish that report yet?" The other replies, "Almost. I'll send it by the end of the day." Then a third person walks in and says, "Hey guys, the meeting starts in 5 minutes." Now let's practice these lines. Slowly. First. Did you finish that report yet? Faster. Do you finish that report yet? Next line. Almost. I'll send it by the end of the day. Faster. Almost. I'll send it by the end of the day. And the last. Hey guys, the meeting starts in 5 minutes. Faster. Hey guys, meeting starts in 5 minutes. Now let's do a listening story. Just listen the first time. On Monday morning, I woke up earlier than usual. I made some tea, sat at my desk, and checked my emails. One of them said, "Don't forget the meeting at 9 o'clock." I quickly replied, "Thanks for the reminder." Then I got ready and left for the office. Now break it down with me. On Monday morning, I woke up earlier than usual. Faster. On Monday morning, woke up earlier than usual. Next, I made some tea, sat at my desk, and checked my emails. Faster. Made some tea, sat at my desk, and checked me emails. Next line. One of them said, "Don't forget the meeting at 9 o'clock. Faster. One of them said, "Don't forget the meeting at 9 o'clock. Last one. Then I got ready and left for the office. Faster. Then I got ready and left for the office. Here's a listening challenge. I'll say 3 quick daily life sentences. Try to repeat them after me. 1. Can you send me that file later today? 2. He's been waiting outside for half an hour. 3. We'll talk about it after lunch. Now, slowly. Can you send me that file later today? Faster. Can you send me that file later today? Next. He has been waiting outside for half an hour. Faster. He's been waiting outside for half an hour. And the last. We will talk about it after lunch. Faster. We'll talk about it after lunch. Now imagine another short scene. You're at a bus station and you hear someone say, "Excuse me, does this bus go to the airport?" The driver replies, "Yes, but you'll need to buy a ticket first." The passenger says, "Okay, where can I buy one?" And the driver answers, "Right over there, at the counter." Practice with me. Excuse me, does this bus go to the airport? Faster. Excuse me, this bus go to the airport? Next. Yes, but you'll need to buy a ticket first. Faster. Yeah, but you'll need to buy a ticket first. Next line. Okay, where can I buy one? Faster. Okay, where can I buy one? And finally, right over there at the counter. Faster. Right over there at the counter. Let's do another longer story practice. Listen first. Last Saturday, I went shopping with my cousin. We walked around the mall for almost 3 hours. She wanted to buy new shoes, but she couldn't decide on the color. First, she liked the white pair, then she liked the black pair. In the end, she didn't buy anything. We laughed because it felt like such a long day for nothing. Now, sentence by sentence. Last Saturday, I went shopping with my cousin. Faster. Last Saturday, went shopping with my cousin. Next. We walked around the mall for almost 3 hours. Faster. Walked around the mall for almost 3 hours. Next line. She wanted to buy new shoes, but she couldn't decide on the color. Faster. She wanted to buy new shoes, but couldn't decide on the color. Next. First, she liked the white pair, then she liked the black pair. Faster. First, she liked the white pair, then she liked the black pair. And last. In the end, she didn't buy anything. We laughed because it felt like such a long day for nothing. Faster. In the end, she didn't buy anything. We laughed because it felt like such a long day for nothing. Everyday scenes like these make listening practice feel natural because they are the kinds of things you'll hear outside in shops, on buses, and with friends. Imagine you're at a family dinner. Everyone is talking at the same time. The table is full of dishes. You hear someone say, "Can you pass the salad, please?" Another person replies, "Sure, here you go." Then someone else says quickly, "Wow, this food is amazing. Who cooked it?" And the answer comes, "Mom did. She spent all afternoon in the kitchen." Let's practice these together. Slowly first. Can you pass the salad, please? Faster. Can you pass the salad, please? Next line. Sure. Here you go. Faster. Sure. Here you go. Next. Wow, this food is amazing. Who cooked it? Faster. Wow, this food's amazing. Who cooked it? And the reply. Mom did. She spent all afternoon in the kitchen. Faster. Mom did. Spent all afternoon in the kitchen. Now let's do a listening story. Just listen carefully the first time. On Tuesday evening, I met my best friend at a cafe. We hadn't seen each other in weeks, so we had a lot to talk about. She told me about her new job, and I shared stories about my classes. We laughed so much that the people at the next table smiled at us. After 2 hours, we finally said goodbye and promised to meet again soon. Now repeat with me sentence by sentence. On Tuesday evening, I met my best friend at a cafe. Faster. On Tuesday evening, met my best friend at a cafe. Next. We hadn't seen each other in weeks, so we had a lot to talk about. Faster. Hadn't seen each other in weeks, so had a lot to talk about. Next line. She told me about her new job, and I shared stories about my classes. Faster. She told me about her new job, and I shared stories about my classes. Next. We laughed so much that the people at the next table smiled at us. Faster. We laughed so much, the people at the next table smiled at us. Last line. After 2 hours, we finally said goodbye and promised to meet again soon. Faster. After 2 hours, finally said goodbye and promised to meet again soon. Here's a quick listening challenge. 3 fast sentences, and you try to repeat after me. 1. I've got a lot of work to do tomorrow. 2. She's been practicing piano every night. 3. Let's go grab something to eat after class. Now slowly. I have got a lot of work to do tomorrow. Faster. I've got a lot of work to do tomorrow. Next. She has been practicing piano every night. Faster. She's been practicing piano every night. And the last. Let us go grab something to eat after class. Faster. Let's go grab something to eat after class. Now imagine a morning commute scene. You're standing in line for coffee before work. The barista asks, "Good morning, what can I get for you?" You reply, "Just a black coffee, please." The barista says, "That'll be $2. And you reply, "Here you go, keep the change." Repeat with me. Good morning, what can I get for you? Faster. Morning, what can I getcha? Next. Just a black coffee, please. Faster. Just a black coffee, please. Next. That'll be $2. Faster. That'll be $2. And the reply. Here you go, keep the change. Faster. Here you go, keep the change. Now a longer story practice. Just listen first. Last Sunday, my family and I went to the beach. The weather was sunny and the water looked beautiful. We brought sandwiches, fruit, and cold drinks. My little brother built a sandcastle, and my parents relaxed under an umbrella. In the afternoon, we played volleyball with some strangers, and everyone had fun. By the time we left, the sky was turning orange, and it felt like the perfect day. Now, line by line. Last Sunday, my family and I went to the beach. Faster. Last Sunday, my family and I went to the beach. Next. The weather was sunny, and the water looked beautiful. Faster. Weather was sunny, and the water looked beautiful. Next, we brought sandwiches, fruit, and cold drinks. Faster. We brought sandwiches, fruit, and cold drinks. Next line. My little brother built a sandcastle, and my parents relaxed under an umbrella. Faster. My little brother built a sandcastle, and my parents relaxed under an umbrella. And last. By the time we left, the sky was turning orange, and it felt like the perfect day. Faster. By the time we left, the sky was turning orange, and it felt like the perfect day. These kinds of practice stories not only train your ears, they also give you the confidence to imagine yourself in similar situations. So when you hear fast English outside, it doesn't surprise you. Imagine you're at a train station during rush hour. You hear the loudspeaker announcement. Attention passengers, the 5:15 train to Riverside is now departing from platform 4. People around you move quickly. Someone says, "Hurry up, we're gonna miss it." Their friend replies, "Relax, we still have 2 minutes." Now, let's practice these lines. Slowly first. Attention passengers, the 5:15 train to Riverside is now departing from platform 4. Faster. Attention passengers, the 5:15 train to Riverside's now departing from platform 4. Next. Hurry up, we're gonna miss it. Faster. Hurry up, we're gonna miss it. And finally, relax, we still have 2 minutes. Faster. Relax, we still got 2 minutes. Now, let's do a listening story. Just listen carefully the first time. Last weekend, I went hiking with a group of friends. We drove to the mountains early in the morning. The air was fresh and the view was amazing. We walked along the trail for 2 hours before stopping to eat snacks. At one point, we saw a deer running across the path. Everyone was excited and took pictures. By the end of the day, we were tired but happy. Now repeat after me, line by line. Last weekend, I went hiking with a group of friends. Faster. Last weekend, went hiking with a group of friends. Next, we drove to the mountains early in the morning. Faster. Drove to the mountains early in the morning. Next, the air was fresh and the view was amazing. Faster. Air was fresh and the view was amazing. Next line. We walked along the trail for 2 hours before stopping to eat snacks. Faster. Walked along the trail for 2 hours before stopping to eat snacks. And last, by the end of the day, we were tired but happy. Here's a quick listening challenge. I'll say 3 fast sentences. Repeat them after me. 1. I'll call you back in a few minutes. 2. She's been working on this project all week. 3. Do you want to grab lunch together tomorrow? Now slowly with me. I will call you back in a few minutes. Faster. I'll call you back in a few minutes. Next. She has been working on this project all week. Faster. She's been working on this project all week. And the last. Do you want to grab lunch together tomorrow? Faster. Do you want to grab lunch together tomorrow? Now imagine a scene in the evening. You're at home with your roommate. They say, "Hey, did you pay the electricity bill?" You reply, "Not yet. I'll do it online tonight." Then they add, "Good, because the deadline is tomorrow." Practice with me. Hey, did you pay the electricity bill? Faster. Hey, do you pay the electricity bill? Next. Not yet. I'll do it online tonight. Faster. Not yet. I'll do it online tonight. And last. Good, because the deadline is tomorrow. Faster. Good, 'cause the deadline's tomorrow. Now let's do a longer listening story. Just listen first. Yesterday afternoon, I went to the supermarket. I needed vegetables, bread, and some milk. While I was looking for apples, I met an old friend from school. We talked for a while, asking each other about our jobs and families. After catching up, we said goodbye, and I finished shopping. At the checkout, the cashier said, "Did you find everything okay?" I smiled and said, "Yes, thank you." Now, sentence by sentence. Yesterday afternoon, I went to the supermarket. Faster. Yesterday afternoon, went to the supermarket. Next. I needed vegetables, bread, and some milk. Faster. Needed vegetables, bread, and some milk. Next line. While I was looking for apples, I met an old friend from school. Faster. While I was looking for apples, met an old friend from school. Next. We talked for a while, asking each other about our jobs and families. Faster. Talked for a while, asking each other about our jobs and families. Next line. After catching up, we said goodbye, and I finished shopping. Faster. After catching up, we said goodbye, and I finished shopping. And last. At the checkout, the cashier said, "Did you find everything okay?" I smiled and said, "Yes, thank you." Faster. At the checkout, cashier said, "Do you find everything okay?" I smiled and said, "Yeah, thanks." This is exactly how you can prepare your ears for real conversations. Everyday English doesn't sound like a textbook. It sounds quick, connected, and natural. Imagine you're at a coffee shop on a busy afternoon. The line is long, people are chatting, and the barista calls out, "Large caramel latte for Anna." A customer picks it up and says, "Thanks, have a good day." The barista quickly replies, "You too." Let's practice these lines. Slowly first. Large caramel latte for Anna. Faster. Large caramel latte for Anna. Next. Thanks, have a good day. Faster. Thanks, have a good day. And the reply, "You too." Faster. You too. Short and natural, just the way you'd hear it in real life. Now let's do a listening story. Just listen carefully the first time. On Wednesday morning, I had an interview for a new job. I woke up early, put on my best clothes, and practiced my answers in front of the mirror. When I arrived at the office, the receptionist smiled and said, "Good morning, please have a seat." After a few minutes, the manager came and introduced himself. We talked for almost an hour. At the end, he said, "We'll contact you soon with our decision." I left feeling nervous but also excited. Now repeat with me line by line. On Wednesday morning, I had an interview for a new job. Faster. On Wednesday morning, had an interview for a new job. Next. I woke up early, put on my best clothes, and practiced my answers in front of the mirror. Faster. Woke up early, put on my best clothes, and practiced my answers in front of the mirror. Next line. When I arrived at the office, the receptionist smiled and said, "Good morning. Please have a seat." Faster. When I arrived at the office, receptionist smiled and said, "Mornin', please have a seat." Next. After a few minutes, the manager came and introduced himself. Faster. After a few minutes, the manager came and introduced himself. Next line. We talked for almost an hour. Faster. Talked for almost an hour. And last. I left feeling nervous but also excited. Faster. Left feeling nervous but also excited. Here's a quick listening challenge. 3 fast sentences and you repeat them after me. 1. I'm heading out. Do you need anything from the store? 2. She's been learning English for over 2 years now. 3. We'll probably stay home and watch a movie tonight. Now slowly with me. I am heading out. Do you need anything from the store? Faster. I'm heading out. Need anything from the store? Next. She has been learning English for over 2 years now. Faster. She's been learning English for over 2 years now. And last. We will probably stay home and watch a movie tonight. Faster. We'll probably stay home and watch a movie tonight. Now imagine an evening at home. You're cooking dinner and your roommate walks in. They ask, "Wow, that smells good. What are you making?" You reply, "Just some pasta with vegetables." Then they say, "Can I have some too?" And you laugh. Of course there's plenty. Practice with me. Wow, that smells good. What are you making? Faster. Wow, that smells good. What you making? Next. Just some pasta with vegetables. Faster. Just some pasta with vegetables. Next line. Can I have some too? Faster. Can I have some too? And last. Of course, there's plenty. Faster. Course there's plenty. Now a longer listening story. Just listen first. On Friday evening, I went to the cinema with my cousin. We bought tickets for a comedy movie. While waiting in line for popcorn, I heard someone behind me say, "This line is taking forever." My cousin laughed and said, "Don't worry, the movie hasn't started yet." When we finally sat down, the theater was full. Everyone laughed so loudly during the movie that it was hard not to join in. We left the cinema smiling the whole way home. Now, line by line. On Friday evening, I went to the cinema with my cousin. Faster. On Friday evening, went to the cinema with my cousin. Next. We bought tickets for a comedy movie. Faster. Bought tickets for a comedy movie. Next. While waiting in line for popcorn, I heard someone behind me say, "This line is taking forever." Faster. While waiting in line for popcorn, heard someone behind me say, "This line's taken forever." Next line. My cousin laughed and said, "Don't worry, the movie hasn't started yet." Faster. My cousin laughed and said, "Don't worry, movie hasn't started yet." And last, we left the cinema smiling the whole way home. Faster. Left the cinema smiling the whole way home. Notice how, with practice, these fast versions stop sounding confusing. They start to sound natural and even easy to catch. Imagine you're at the gym in the evening. You hear someone ask, "Are you using this machine?" The other person replies, "No, go ahead." Then a trainer walks by and says quickly, "Remember to keep your back straight." Let's practice these lines together. Slowly first. Are you using this machine? Faster. Are you using this machine? Next. No, go ahead. faster. No, go ahead. And last, remember to keep your back straight. Faster. Remember to keep your back straight. Now let's do a listening story. Just listen carefully the first time. On Saturday morning, I decided to clean my apartment. I vacuumed the floor, washed the dishes, and did the laundry. While I was folding clothes, my friend called me and said, "Hey, do you want to go out later?" I replied, "Sure, but give me an hour to finish up." After I was done, I got ready and we went out for dinner. Now repeat after me line by line. On Saturday morning, I decided to clean my apartment. Faster. On Saturday morning, decided to clean me apartment. Next. I vacuumed the floor, washed the dishes, and did the laundry. Faster. Vacuumed the floor, washed the dishes, and did the laundry. Next line. While I was folding clothes, my friend called me and said, "Hey, do you want to go out later?" Faster. While folding clothes, my friend called me and said, "Hey, do you want to go out later?" And last, after I was done, I got ready and we went out for dinner. Faster. After I was done, got ready, and we went out for dinner. Here's a quick listening challenge. 3 fast sentences and you try to repeat them after me. 1. I've been waiting for you outside. 2. Can you help me carry these bags? 3. We should leave soon if we don't want to be late. Now slowly with me. I have been waiting for you outside. Faster. I've been waiting for ya outside. Next. Can you help me carry these bags? Faster. Can you help me carry these bags? And the last. We should leave soon if we don't want to be late. Faster. We should leave soon if we don't want to be late. Now imagine another everyday scene. You're at a friend's house, and they say, "Do you want something to drink?" You reply, "Yes, a glass of water, please." Then they say, "Sure, give me a second." Practice with me. Do you want something to drink? Faster. Do you want something to drink? Next. Yes, a glass of water, please. Faster. Yeah, a glass of water, please. And the reply. Sure, give me a second. Faster. Sure, give me a second. Now a longer listening story. Just listen first. Last night, I stayed up late watching a TV series. I thought I would only watch 1 episode, but it was so interesting that I watched 3 in a row. By the time I looked at the clock, it was past midnight. I laughed at myself and said, I really need to go to sleep now. This morning, I was a little tired, but it was worth it. Now let's break it down together. Last night, I stayed up late watching a TV series. Faster. Last night, stayed up late watching a TV series. Next, I thought I would only watch 1 episode, but it was so interesting that I watched 3 in a row. Faster. Thought I'd only watch 1 episode, but 'twas so interesting that I watched 3 in a row. Next line. By the time I looked at the clock, it was past midnight. Faster. By the time I looked at the clock, 'twas past midnight. Next. I laughed at myself and said, I really need to go to sleep now. Faster. Laughed at myself and said, really need to go to sleep now. And last. This morning I was a little tired, but it was worth it. Faster. This morning was a little tired, but worth it. The more you do this kind of exercise, the more natural English will sound to you. Imagine you're at a grocery store checkout. The cashier says quickly, "Do you need a bag?" You reply, "Yes, please." Then the cashier adds, "That'll be $10.50. You hand the money and say, "Here you go, thanks." The cashier smiles. "Have a nice day." Now, let's practice. Do you need a bag? Faster. Do you need a bag? Next. That'll be $10.50. Faster. That'll be $10.50. And the reply, "Here you go, thanks." Faster. "Here you go, thanks." Now let's do a listening story. Just listen carefully first. On Sunday evening, I had dinner with my grandparents. They told me stories about when they were young. My grandfather said, back then things were so different. We didn't have the internet or mobile phones. We all laughed and talked for hours. Before leaving, I promised I would visit them again soon. Now sentence by sentence. On Sunday evening, I had dinner with my grandparents. Faster. On Sunday evening, had dinner with my grandparents. Next. They told me stories about when they were young. Faster. Told me stories about when they were young. Next line. My grandfather said, back then things were so different. We didn't have the internet or mobile phones. Faster. My grandfather said, back then things were so different. Didn't have the internet or mobile phones. And last. Before leaving, I promised I would visit them again soon. Faster. Before leaving, promised I'd visit him again soon. Here's a final listening challenge. 3 fast, everyday sentences. 1. I'll meet you at the library in an hour. 2. She's already gone to bed. 3. We should plan something fun this weekend. Now slowly. I will meet you at the library in an hour. Faster. I'll meet you at the library in an hour. Next. She has already gone to bed. Faster. She's ready gone to bed. And last. We should plan something fun this weekend. Faster. We should plan something fun this weekend. Now imagine another short daily life scene. You're waiting at a bus stop with a friend. Your friend says, "It's so cold today." You reply, "Yeah, I should have worn a jacket." Then the bus arrives and the driver says, "Tickets, please." Practice with me. It's so cold today. Faster. So cold today. Next. Yeah, I should have worn a jacket. Faster. Yeah, should have worn a jacket. And the last. Tickets, please. Faster. Tickets, please. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Remember, improving your listening skills takes time, but with daily practice, you will begin to understand fast, natural English more and more. Every short story, every little phrase you repeat brings you one step closer to fluency. So keep practicing with me, keep repeating, and don't give up. If you enjoyed this lesson, make sure to subscribe to English in Minutes. That way you won't miss the next practice session and we can continue this journey together. Until then, keep listening, keep speaking, and I'll see you in the next lesson.